I'm Liz Lovejoy, and today we are going to talk about two things that can be problems with your penis. Now, the two things I'm going to talk about are hypospadia and phimosis, because I think they're the most common, problems that I've seen so far. Hypospadia, basically, there's several different degrees of it. It means that the head of your penis, or sometimes the shaft on the bottom, is not fully formed when you're a baby, so it's a birth defect. It can be really severe with like the shaft basically not closing at all, or it could just look like the head of your penis is a little bit more split. You have like a bigger pee hole than most people. You may not even be aware that you have it if it's not that severe, if it's just a little bit. And then phimosis, that is when your foreskin cannot be retracted. I've actually seen these conditions a lot in my work, and I also had the fortune of seeing several guys with these conditions like within the first year that I was like sexually active. Like the first three guys that I dated all had these conditions. So what it was like for me seeing it for the first time, I have to say I was like really young, so the first guy that I saw with a hyperspadia, I did act really like immature and like I didn't say anything to him about it, but I told my friends like, oh, dude, like I think he has like two holes in his penis or something. Like it's like split really far. And then the next guy I dated had phimosis, and he like told me about it before showing me his penis, which like probably it didn't look that weird. I didn't know what what an uncircumcised penis was supposed to look like. So I probably, if he would have just said he wasn't circumcised, I probably wouldn't have known that there was anything unusual about his penis. But he did tell me about phimosis. And then the next guy that I saw with the hypospadia, I already knew it was, and I didn't do anything rude, luckily. But yeah, I don't know, like, I think all of them were, like, embarrassed about it. So I would say if you have these conditions, it's really not, like, that big of a deal, and you don't need to be embarrassed about it. As for, like, hypospadias, um, if it's, like, really bad, a lot of times the person will have corrective surgery, like, around when they're born, and that will fix it. If you're like really self-conscious, I think you could have corrective surgery later in life, but I highly would not recommend that unless you're having some kind of like health problems from it, not just like cosmetic. I have seen that there is like a porn site out there for people with hypospadia fetish, so that's a thing. Some people like it, and I think most women don't think it's a big deal. I know, like, I have seen some people though where it like has affected their dick size, like having the shaft like not fully formed. So I mean, that could be a problem, but generally, other than like surgery at birth, there's really not much you can do if you have that. For phimosis, on the other hand, there is, you probably would want to talk to your doctor about it, and a lot of times the doctor will either give you a device or just tell you to like stretch the foreskin gently. You can look up online how to do it better. I've never like done it before, but to just like gently keep trying to retract it, and eventually it will stretch to the point where it is good. And then after that, you'll probably still keep wanting to like stretch it and make sure it doesn't go back. And then also you do want to be careful not to like stretch it too hard or do anything that could cause like scarring, because that can cause strictures and like make it worse. And then if that doesn't work and you still really want to be able to retract your foreskin, you can get surgery. You can get circumcised as an adult. I don't think it's like that serious of an operation, but I'm sure it hurts a lot. So, if you really don't like not being able to retract your foreskin, you can get surgery. Yeah, but as far as can you have sex and everything if you have phimosis? Yes, you can have sex like everyone else. You can put on a condom. Like, there's nothing, like inherently like that's gonna mess up your sex life, I guess. Maybe, if you don't like it or something, but like, you should be able to have sex just fine if you have phimosis. Most people, everyone that I've seen at least, has been able to. So, a few other penis problems you can have. Sometimes it can have like a sharp curve to like the left or right or down. This you would want to get checked out by your doctor. I know that it can be caused by like scar tissue, and that it can be made worse by like having sex and kind of like bending it too much, like the wrong direction. And then also by like having sex, if you're not totally hard, that can kind of like bend your penis and cause the scar tissue. Try to think of anything else that could go wrong. No, I think that's about it. So, yeah, like, don't worry too much. If you have one of these conditions, it's mainly cosmetic. And I hope this video was informative. Please remember to like and subscribe.